Hello and welcome back everybody to episode 35 of the Savage Lands Season 2, and we've come quite a long way together, haven't we? So this is what it looks like today, and I got big plans on the surface as well as deep down below. So we're going to start with what I have in store for today down here. So last time we discovered this wonderful individual here, Githu's Spirit Lasher. I falsely called it a demon at the end of the last episode, but that's not entirely true. This thing's actually a divine servant of sorts. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. This is demons are a little bit different. This one is connected to the human goddess Githu and is part of misery and torture. What a friendly dude. I also happened to look up what the hell a skink is because I had no clue. Today I learned what skinks are. If you don't know what a skink is, better look it up. I was very surprised. And it doesn't have anything to do with a skunk. That's the only thing I can take for... Apart from that, this is a very, very deadly monster. It has one red glowy eye, and I got a plan. You know, I recently discovered all these lava pockets. So we have 3 huge lava pockets that we have to take care of. And then I realized that this tile here, this one particular obsidian tile, if we'd be putting a fortification in here, we'd be spilling lots of liquid fun over our unwanted guest here, and that's exactly what I want to do. But there's one problem with that plan, one very, very specific problem. We are not really capable of emptying this entire thing in one go, and what makes matters worse, you just might have noticed it, people will have a very, very hard time working on this tile here because they're going to be afraid of this thing because they can see it. It might be not able to do anything, so we're safe in that regard, but there's still the problem that the people will run away. That's why this diamond only got carried 1 tile. Person picked it up and dropped it while running away in panic, and now the next dwarf will come and try his luck again. In short, it's going to be really hard to work in this vicinity without people panicking. So, therefore, we're going to free up room. Apart from that, I had to accept, you know, that this area here and this area here, well, I'm afraid that it might be not enough room for the magma to properly evaporate. So, to counteract these problems, we're going to open up this pocket and that pocket here. So it's going to be quite a simple operation. 1 fortification here and 1 fortification there. This time I'm smarter than the last time. We're not going to dig any fortifications into the gemstone vaults because this will only end in fire. Never-ending fire. We already had that. No need to do that again. So this guy here, terrified while in conflict. Damn. So that means, well, we're going to do it differently then. So I really hope that they're not going to be too scared to actually build a wall and a door here. And then we're going to accept that this little diamond here will burn. I mean, oh boy, it's actually 2 piles of diamonds here. Damn. Ugh, I hate it when that happens. But, well, they'll burn, you know, we're just going to accept that. And in the meantime, these things are more important. So, that's what I had in plan for down below. For the surface, of course, it's more war for our goblin friends. So, we're going to keep raising those settlements of theirs, just like we started out. It's going to be a quite simple process, but there's still the issue that there's quite a lot of these goblin pits, but I think this is going to be just a question of time, and B, there's these fortresses that I really, really like to get away, you know? And in the meantime, my military is clearing out a voracious cave crawler that might have been a menace to my underground workers. I love this. So, the beast down below has fed well, has been fed well, but we're going to feed him some more Grundle, you know? Never hurts to get rid of more of your critters that you don't need. Okay, we also got quite a lot of beak dogs, and part of me was really considering to put all those beak dogs down below with the with that angel or divine servant of the goddess of, what was it, misery and torture, and well, I just can't really decide for myself. Yeah, this is, they're seeing that thing and they're running away. That's really annoying. That's a typical thing that keeps happening in these situations. So, Crundle is dying. The Crundles are dying to the Forgotten Beast here. So, how is this guy actually? How's life, man? So, well, its neck is fractured. Man, you're actually quite battered up. The thing is, it's made of platinum, and I always had the feeling as if creatures that were made out of minerals had a very, very low capability of healing, if ever. We're going to see. Maybe this creature will break one day. That would be fun. Then we've fed it one time too often. So we are going to forbid these here because, you know, they're just creating problems for us. So we're going to leave that now out. This chamber here is more than large enough to take up all the magma that we're going to free up here. Only problem that I got here is that 2 squares here are open space, so we're going to have to put up, or 3 squares even, so we're going to have to put up flooring afterwards, but this way we can enlarge our radius of action by quite a lot. And I think that's one of the best bets that we can take currently. I also want to get into the water here, but that's going to be another problem. Another day's problem. So let's see how many glass blocks we have made currently. I also got plans for this area here, but you know, to dig truly deeper, we're going to have to free up more territory here. So here we go, zoosh. I love it. So this will take a moment until it's finally dried up, but that's not much of a big deal. The drinks are finally recovering. In the last episode, I took quite a lot of effort to ease that situation, but it looks like we're currently finally bouncing back from the too low production there. The second planter is in training. It's probably one of the biggest issues for in our current situation, that one planter is just way below the other. And let's see, how was the Rangers Guild? They're not pleased yet because there's the lack of engravings. So I recently came up with the idea that this fortress has way too much unused gabbro. Because of that, I figured that we're going to set up even more statues, you know? I want to make a proper statuary. That was another thing I had on my mind for today. Because I feel like, you know, a fortress that is so much focused on conquests and all, it should really have a proper place to celebrate these things. And to get that up, we're going to make a lot of gabbro statues here. And the Master of Earrings strikes again. Okay. So, for some reason, these are very, very often requested by my mayor. I don't know what he's trying to improve here in the fortress with all those earrings, but little do I care. So we're going to order rock statues. I'm going to order them via this menu because I plan to make a pretty large amount. Let's make that 20. And we're going to specify that we want to have them out of gabbro. Diorite is also quite... oh, wait a sec. We're going to do we're going to use diorite, because diorite looks a little bit different, and it's also gray, so it fits very well into the whole idea of gray aesthetics of this fortress. And we're going to specify that this is all going to be related to this fortress, you know. There we go. So hopefully this will result in a plenitude of statues that will illustrate the heroics of this fortress. Hope that'll work out. Okay, so the evaporation process is also going quite well here. It'll take a moment until the magma has cooled off, but yeah, this will be a very, very big step forward. Probably should have done that a while ago, but you know, hindsight. Okay, so one of our raiding parties is back, and let's check out how that worked. Devil Twisted. So looks like Devil Twisted is still intact. That's a bit sad. But let's see what would we plundered from there. So a steel pick, all right. It's actually quite good loot, but we got to take care of this place for good. I'm only going to send one party because there's only 10 people left in that place, so we don't have to worry too much about that. So how's my wood stockpiles? Gosh, almost plundered again, dear. Well, luckily I got my beak dogs watching out here on the plains for us, and with our recurring conquests, we're probably going to grab up more and more of these little critters. That's lovely. So we're going to use them as valuable bodyguards here. So, well, I think my whole plan will not work out to flood this little chamber because of the problematic that people will run away once I want to dump something on top of that creature. The other method we could take would be to forsake that chamber and just drown that guy in magma. But, you know, I don't see us having any big profit of doing this, so maybe I'll just leave that chamber locked forever. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. And we got a new Forgotten Beast. It's this time a feathered scorpion. Yuck. With a poisonous sting. So let's check out where that guy's roaming around. It's not my depth, isn't it? Yeah, he's in layer 3. He's one of my favorite monsters. Layer 1 and layer 3 monsters are my favorites. They're just punching a bit with each other and just punching each other a little bit, that's all. I like that. Alright, so here things here in the fortress are looking good, you know? Where our conquest is going ahead. Bridal Seduce has been finally destroyed. Wonderful. So it looks as if the days of brightness portals as Season 2 Fortress are coming closer to their end, you know? I can already see the end of this conquest. So I'm going to dump a few things here. You know, we have way more items than we need. That was one other thing that I meant to do today in terms of surface work. You know, I'm going to keep the bones and these things, but I also want to free up my refuse stockpile a little bit, you know. It's just not rotting as fast as it's being put up there, so we gotta help our pure fellas a little bit. I'm keeping up the bones mainly because you can craft so nicely with them, and for strange moods it's sometimes even crucial to have some. But, you know, the rest of these items can just go onto the litter pile. There we go. So the Inky Howls are on their way to... well, no, they're not. They will be on their way one day to raise that place. So here... I'm just a little bit impatient, admittedly. Forgotten Beast eats a giant mole, and we have a very unhappy dwarf here, so let's check out. I was used to that one unhappy dwarf, but this guy... The militia captain is very, very unhappy. So, how come? So, he was, well, probably I should assign a different captain to the Daggers of Watching, huh? This guy doesn't seem to feel too well in the life of a military dwarf. Here, a master swords dwarf. I mean, he still has to learn the tactics part, but, you know, probably this guy's mood will cool off a little bit. The last thing that I want is a very, very... Wait a sec, you are also super angry? No. No, 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 that's... Alright, so we got this guy here, Hammer Dwarf. Part of a walled kingdom, so, you know, Adil, we're just going to give you a vacay, you know? Just take a sabbatical, chill out, do something else with your life. You know, it's really, really scary to have legendary dwarves in this kind of a bad mood with their full battle gear on. This can really lead to a lot of dead dwarves, and therefore it really pays off to check out this this very angry section of your list from time to time, you know? Better safe than sorry. Okay, so the Rangers Guild is just not there yet, even if it has all the glorious history of this place on its walls. But yeah, so here come the diorite statues. So it's going to take a while until these live up to my expectations. Until then, we're just going to slap up a Electrum statue or something like that into this place. The thing is, these statues that I'm making, they are not really meant to be super valuable or anything. No, no. They're more meant like a filler, you know, meant to be like a filler. So we're going to put up a Electrum statue of dwarves or two here. Here we go. That'll surely pump up the value of this place more than enough. Brilliant. Okay, so are the Inky Howls finally on the move? Yes, they are. Brilliant, brilliant. And slowly, well, the gears, they look more geared up than before. So, well, Arush probably is just grabbing up the uniform. What are shields again? How can that be? Keep producing these shields. Are they breaking, probably? That would actually make sense. So we're going to... Let's make that a permanent order, because I keep reordering these things so often lately that we're going to make a permanent stockpile of these, you know? Why not? Usually I make my shields out of more robust materials. It's the first time that I'm opting into wooden shields, because, you know, as mind-boggling as it might sound, wooden shields just block as well as metal shields, they just break faster. But in terms of protection from damage, there's no difference, so... Anywho. Oh boy, there's still magma on the stairway, damn. Oh, but we have an extra stairway that I can take. Ha, beautiful. So let's carve out this. Because this is now safe territory. We can now carve out all these tiles and then put floorboards on the open space. That's gonna be a big step forward. And since all the remaining magma has already dried up, it's not going to start and burn up our diamonds or something like that. Good, good. Can I put floorboards already on these parts? Well, turns out DFHack lets me do this, so it's gonna take a while until these are actually constructed, but, you know, we don't want to have a pitfall directly into the magma. It's just not my style. Okay, we have another war party returning. So, Devil Twisted has been destroyed, finally. So we're... Okay, we're looting boots. Oh, not bad. So, let's see. They're all geared up. And let's keep going. So... Ah, well, I'm going to send all 3 squads because recently, whenever I sent all 3 squads, it seemed to me as if they destroyed the fort, the enemy city more often, you know. All right, that's brilliant. We also can take down these walls. We already know that these are safe, right? Yeah, these are all safe to take because we already cleared out that area here. Beautiful. That also means we can then dig into that glass area here. Wow. Right, making so much progress all at once like that. So, another mandate. Earrings again or warhammers? Huh. This time it's warhammers, but it's okay. We can use a few more, I guess. Hope we have enough steel again. Let's see. Yeah, the numbers of steel are plummeting a little bit, but not too much. So we're going to start smelting more hematite here. Make sure we got this. How's the steel production going? Yeah, they're slowly churning through the material. And guess what? We're running out of dolomite again. Ah well. I am by now opening up new venues for that. Because, you know, this pit here, well, yeah, I'm still shaving off layers here. But, well, you see it for yourself. It's seemingly less and less for eaches, you know. Okay. At least the drink numbers are finally bouncing back up. I was a little bit concerned last episode that we might be not catching the way back up on time. I will keep an eye out on that. I have bumped up the numbers of my farms, but it could be that this is still not enough. I highly doubt it. Usually my whole economy is at some point in fit to take care of that amount of dwarfs, but sometimes, you know, it just takes longer. Alrighty. Ah, look at that. Wonderful. We're finally getting through this with these things. Alright, so since we already know that there's water behind that wall, we can also smooth and flood the next part there. And we've struck new materials? Oh well, okay, looks as if my military found a new little area there. So, who wants his new Grand Guild Hall? Farmers. Okay. Pristine company. So, let's check this out. This time I was smart enough to try and memorize the name, but little did I know that Pristine Company is not the name that this guild hall is showing. This is so stupid. So, yeah. Who's the Farmers Guild? You have to guess. You have to guess here. So, yeah, here, Pristine Company. This is the Farmers Guild Hall. 43 people are working actually in this area already. Quite a lot. So we don't have to add in much more here. Just, well, going to add in 2 golden statues here, but more for the sake of symmetry than anything else. This place has already a damn lot of these, you know. Alright, so molten copper. Oh, I guess this was a pick there. Okay. Masterworks have been lost. I wonder if that means that a few masterworks have rotted to nothingness. I'd assume as much, honestly. Alright, so it's time that somebody pulls the trash lever. I also need to make sure that nobody accidentally steps on that tile. Here we go. Make it as unpopular as possible. Smash. Alright, this is a nice way of getting rid of your junk, you know? Okay, so we got all these things done, let's have some fun, shall we? Let's see. I'm going to suspend the construction of that one, just that one, because I'm curious. You know, I want to find out what happens if we just smash in water there. A miner has been missing for a week. Alright. What did I forget? I feel as if I forgot something. This is making me kind of nervous. But whatever. So, let's do another piece of science here, my friends, by digging a fortification into a water pocket, which will then slosh down here. I think it'll just seal that thing and create a block of magma flooring. But what do I know about magma science? Nothing. This is something new for me to learn. Alright, so let's see, how did this work out? They're all back alive and well. Let's see, Bridal Seduce has been destroyed. Wonderful. That's why I sent all 3 squads at once so eagerly. So, they plundered even some weapons. Nice. So, the next one is a encampment of 100 enemies. Another good reason to send the total amount of my military forces. I mean, we can seal off ourselves here so well. This fortress can hold out being under siege until the military comes back quite easily. They really don't have any issue with that. So I'm really curious to see what'll happen now. I mean, there's a good tendency that this might actually kill the person doing the fortification as well. This is one thing that I don't look forward to too much. But, you know, let's follow the brave soul going out there. So, Throat Wound. Come on, you already have such a redshirt name, my dude. Throat Wound. Come on. This sounds like you're ought to die some cruel way. Anyways, here you see the descent down to the mines here is really a painstakingly long procedure. This is one of the things that really bothers me the most, and probably I should be considering some alternative here in the long run, but well, we'll see about that. So here we go. I'm not actually that much interested here. Yeah, so instantaneously created obsidian there, just like I thought. Just like I expected. So, yeah. Except for that, nothing spectacular happened. Okay, well, science went just like I expected the science to go. Let's have some fun and let the water and the magma meet. I mean, with some luck, we actually will see these unite. So, next one on the list is Kip Merchant Flame. So, this time we're going to follow the entire trip downstairs. Well, it's Warhammers again. My dude, what do you want with all those Warhammers? Seriously. Just asking. Alright. So this guy here is one of my professional wood burners. He's actually quite a valuable asset for the fortress. And so far as wood burning is a very important task here in the fortress. You know, we do need dirty rotten amounts of charcoal here. And, you know, therefore, probably I should really conceptualize some different descent here. I mean, check this out. This guy's taking so many different slopes and turns and things. Probably I can take a more efficient pathway down to the adamantine mines. I think this is actually one wise thing to do in the upcoming episodes, to conceptualize a quicker descent here, because, you know, I did notice that we're first going from the center up to the top, then up from the top down here to this, and from there down there. So this is really a pretty impractical way of doing it, okay? This is basically as impractical as it could be, so no wonder that we're literally taking forever in this regard. But, you know, it is as it is. We can only get better by finding the mistakes and working about them and working around them. So, the man with the who made this has survived. Let's see what happens to the water. If anything happens to the water. Actually, nothing happens. The water just evaporates. Okay, but most importantly, we have freed up a really huge area here down below, and that's a big step forward for us, isn't it? So, we're going to mark these, well, not yet, not yet. All right. So, I think that's where we're going to leave it. The last thing that I'll do for today's episode is check out Tapered Wraith's raid here. So we haven't destroyed the place, but I saw that we seized livestock. Hell yeah. Beak dogs. Another 15 of them. So this is wonderful because I have figured that I want to do a little bit of an experiment with these beak dogs one day later. So, my good friends, that's the end of today's episode. I'd say we did damn well. I mean, in a sec, I want to... Let's see, Tapered Wraiths it was. Let's send them yet again. There's still 100 people there, so... We took a nice blow against the goblins. We secured more territory down here than we ever did before, and all in all, this was one of the most successful episodes in the history of this fortress so far. We had quite some problems lately, but this is giving me a good feeling about the future. Alright everybody, so thanks so much for watching yet again. You are more than welcome to give me a comment down below. Always so happy to hear from you folks. And the usual things, leave a thumbs up, leave a subscription. All these things help me so much, and it really doesn't cost you anything more than a click. I'd be really delighted if you did. And if not, thanks for watching. This really means a lot to me and helps out a lot, and I hope you enjoyed your time around. And next time, well, let's see how far we can push back the goblin forces then, and see how much we can secure of this wonderful area down there. And another artifact is in the making. See you guys next time.